Good evening and welcome to the Ghana TV9 News Bulletin for Friday, August 15, 2025. I'm Colin Abrams. In the headlines tonight, Ghana achieves 91.9% pass rate at CAPE, sees gains in CSEC mathematics. President Ali unveils ambitious housing plan as International Building Expo 2025 kicks off. Mater's shake-up set for GPL management, says Jaglio. Jaglio raised concerns over Mohammed embassy visit amid Venezuela border tensions. Norton outlines big spending security overhaul in APN new election plan, and Ghana's vice president warns of intensified smear campaign as 2025 elections approach. Now for the news in depth. The Ministry of Education has released the preliminary results for the 2025 CSEC, CAPE, and CB2 examinations during a ceremony at the Arthur Chong Conference Center, revealing major gains in Ghana, particularly in mathematics. Details in this report. The Ministry of Education reported that students achieved 100% passes in several subject areas, including agricultural science, animation and gaming, applied mathematics, computer science, digital media, environmental science, entrepreneurship, geography, green engineering, Spanish, physical education and sports, performing arts, logistics and supply chain, information technology, and French. A total of 650 candidates wrote CAPE this year, submitting 3,632 entries compared to 721 candidates with 3,906 entries in 2024. Meanwhile, the Caribbean Secondary School Education Certificate CSEC results show a national pass rate of 66.76% from 12,685 students and 80,556 subjects entries. Notably, mathematics recorded a 32% pass rate, up from 27% in 2024, while English Language A and English Literature B achieved pass rates of 71.2% and 63.89% respectively. The results were announced by the Chief Education Officer, Saddam Hussein, during a recent ceremony at the Arthur Chong Conference Center. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News. Following Friday's release of the CSEC and CAPE results by the Ministry of Education, Ghana TV9 News spoke with several other countries' high achievers who shared their journey and the challenges. More in this report.
It's August 15, 2025, and the highly anticipated CXC results are out. We're here to talk with some of the top students who have achieved remarkable success. Let's hear from them.
I was so shocked because I didn't expect them to come because I'm here.
60 subjects, I got 13 grade 1s and 3 grade 2s. How are you feeling right now?
I'm excited. I can't believe it because I put in the work. My mom, she helped me a lot. My family, my friends, my teachers especially. So I'm just really happy that.
In 15 grade 1s, 7 grade 2s, and 3 grade 3s.
How are you feeling right now?
I am feeling really grateful, especially, all thanks to God, all thanks to my parents for always being supportive, and not forgetting my principal's leadership skills. He really guided me through everything, and I'm really thankful for everyone that was there with me.
This year I took 27 CSEC subjects and I got 21 grade 1s and 6 grade 2s. I feel fulfilled because this is all I've been working for the past 2 years. So it definitely paid off for all the hard work. Well, I had to identify the subject areas I was stronger in and the ones I was weaker in. So by doing that, I was allocating more time to the weaker subjects. And on the stronger subjects, I know I had the ability to still perform even on a limited time. So I was able to execute a timetable, and that's how I got to.
I'm sitting at the table every night studying until 10 o'clock, until 11, until I'm finished what I had to do for that particular evening. Waking up early, doing the same thing. So I'm thankful for her, and I'm thankful for my community.
One advice, I'd say like keep a good study schedule and so on. But your mental health is really important because you can't be going into exams and even studying. You can't be studying with a bad mindset or going into exams with a terrible mindset. Your mental health should be on point if you want to get the grades.
Those were some of the top performers for this year's CSEC and CAPE. Adana Dark, Ghana TV9 News.
President Irfan Ali announced a bold new housing initiative during the International Building Expo 2025, outlining plans to construct 30,000 new homes over the next 5 years.
The project, part of the government's ongoing transformation of the housing sector, is expected to create 150,000 jobs and generate over $450 billion in economic activity, describing it as the next phase in the move from land distribution to full home ownership. President Ali emphasized the initiative's role in building sustainable communities and driving national development.
This is a scale of what is ahead of us. It requires the development of 20,000 acres of land. It requires an investment of more than 420 billion Guyana dollars at current prices. 20,000 acres. I move away from the 30,000 homes that will be built as a result of land already allocated. I am telling you now about the 80,000 in the system.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Housing and Water emphasized that Guyana will maintain its position as the strongest housing sector in the Caribbean, as he outlined the government's long-term development plans leading up to 2030.
By 2030, our housing sector will be one of the will continue to be the strongest as it is in the Caribbean, a model for how small countries can think big, plan wisely, and act decisively. The road ahead, therefore, is bright, but only if we walk it together. The next chapter of Guyana's story must be written by a government that understands what it takes to deliver. You have seen the results. You have felt progress. Now let's keep building. Let's keep moving forward. Let's keep Guyana on the road to success.
President Ali reaffirmed that the national housing drive goes beyond the construction of homes, framing it as a key pillar of Guyana's economic expansion, job creation, and the empowerment of families across the country. Highlighting progress made over the past 5 years, the president noted that nearly 53,000 residential house lots and 5,000 commercial and industrial lots have been allocated to citizens. Additionally, more than 21,000 leases, titles, and land transfers have been processed, underscoring the administration's commitment to turning land ownership into full home ownership for a Guyanese family. Adana Doric, Guyana TV9 News.
The Guyana Police Force is seeking the public's assistance in locating Amanda Tyson, aged 15, and Shaliza Khan, aged 14. They were among the 21 girls reported missing from the Unity Mahaika Children's Home. Anyone with information is asked to contact the nearest police station or call 911 immediately. More of the news after the break. Stay tuned.
I got a real problem, buddy. I want to vote on election day, but I got to work a 12-hour shift every day from Monday to Friday. From 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, boy.
I got the same problem. I registered to vote in Kitty where I live in, and I walk in till up in Linden. And I only get Sunday for go home, and then back again Monday for work.
You know, truly speaking, the hours you work in and the place where you work should not prevent you from voting.
Really? How come?
Listen, the law makes it absolutely clear that employers should give time off to their employees so as to vote. All you have to do is inform your employer that you need time off to exercise your constitutional right to vote.
For real? That's exactly what I can do.
Hey, me too, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't do that so bad.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy. Monday, September 1, 2025 is Election Day. At the general election, electors will vote to elect the President and 65 members of the National Assembly. And at the regional election, electors will vote to elect members of the 10 regional democratic councils. Check the official list of electors that is being displayed at 2 prominent places in your area to ensure that you are correctly listed. It is your constitutional right and your civic duty to vote at the upcoming general and regional elections, providing you are listed in the official list of electors. Vote early on Election Day. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. You're watching the Ghana TV9 News Bulletin. Aubrey Norton, presidential candidate for the Partnership for National Unity (APNU), has outlined ambitious plans to eradicate poverty and curb crimes as the party launched its 2025 general and regional elections manifesto at the Texas Corporate Business Center.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has described this coalition manifesto as a winning product. A Partnership for National Unity unveiled its manifesto Friday morning at the Pegasus.
Because it tackles the major problem in Ghana, poverty. We have resources that are not properly allocated. This manifesto is different in that it speaks to a reallocation of resources to ensure that the people of Ghana benefit, while simultaneously developing the economy.
The manifesto speaks to providing people with a living wage, salary increases for public servants, and an increase in old age pension. It also addresses the creation of wealth outside of oil.
In terms of housing, we will have to rent-to-own policy or program where we will build houses and people will pay rent, and after the rent will have covered the cost of the house becomes there.
Norton said that there will also be rent and mortgage relief. He said that his government intends to continue the allocation of house lots.
We intend to continue it, but we intend to do it with infrastructure rather than just to say, look at house lot. Our aim is to end housing shortage in Ghana. And those 3 things I mentioned are aimed at doing that.
The issue of the brain drain is also addressed in the manifesto. Norton said that many things have to be done to halt the brain drain.
We have to have working conditions that people are comfortable with. Second, you have to give a livable income, which we stated, that people need to be able to earn a living and not live from paycheck to paycheck. We have indicated that we will do that in this process. So you have a lot of Guyanese overseas. Nurses, for instance, who have said to us when we were talking with people that once there is a livable wage, then they're prepared to do that. But we also intend to have housing for professional people, housing generally, but all of these professional persons who we need, our intention is to ensure that they are adequately housed.
Adam Harris, TV Guyana 9 News.
As the 2025 elections draw closer, People's Progressive Party Civic General Secretary Dr. Vara Jagdeo has cautioned citizens to be wary of what he described as a renewed wave of misinformation and political attacks by the opposition. Speaking to supporters at a community meeting in Monrepo on Thursday evening, Dr. Jagdeo said opposition forces have ramped up efforts to tarnish the PPPC government's image, accusing them of spreading rumors in an attempt to mislead the public. He also criticized sections of the media for what he claimed was biased reporting, downplaying the administration's progress while inflating the opposition's minimal gains. Dr. Jagdeo dismissed recent speculation about the possibility of a minority government, calling such narratives baseless and politically motivated. Reaffirming the PUPC's commitment to its development agenda, he told attendees that the party's message remains clear and consistent, rooted in delivery, growth, and results.
They want to constantly characterize us as failures, and they promote the other political parties with their little accomplishments or no accomplishment. They seek to magnify those and downplay their faults.
Jagdeo has claimed that the opposition, a Partnership for National Unity (APNU), has already conceded defeat ahead of the 2025 elections and is now pinning its hopes on low voter turnout to prevent the PUPC from securing a parliamentary majority. He warned against complacency, urging voters not to repeat the mistakes of the 2011 and 2015 elections, in which he said false promises swayed key groups, including sugar workers, rice farmers, and fishermen. He encouraged the party's base to remain alert and mobilized, emphasizing that strong voter turnout is essential to ensuring continued progress and stability under the PUPC's administration.
We must take nothing for granted because they're working to try to bring us down as a minority government. And that is the collaboration we have seen between WIN, that is Azhuddin Mohammed, and APNU.
Dr. Jagdeo praised the East Coast's role in the party's 2020 election victory, crediting residents for resisting pressure during what he described as a period of state intimidation, media control, and attempted electoral fraud. Speaking at a public meeting Thursday evening, he said electoral reforms have strengthened the system, but emphasized that a strong turnout remains key to securing victory. Dr. Jagdeo also warned that APNU has aligned itself with controversial figures, including businessman Azhuddin Mohammed, and criticized opposition leader Aubrey Norton's silence on the matter, with just weeks to go before the polls. Calvin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News. The Ghana Power and Light will see a massive overhaul in its management as part of major expansion plans, according to the General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party, Dr. Vara Jagdeo. Hear more in this report. Speaking at a weekly news conference held at the People's Progressive Party Freedom House headquarters, Jagdeo expressed his lack of confidence in the senior leadership of the Ghana Power and Light Inc. (GPL), stating that he does not believe they are capable of effectively carrying out their responsibilities. He further emphasized that the current management is ill-equipped to handle the significant transformation plans envisioned for GPL.
With the massive plans for transformation, I don't think the current management can lead that process, that they can address all of the issues. And our plans are massive to have a stable grid, smart grid, by the time we get around to the next elections.
Dr. Jagdeo stated that it would be illogical to undertake a complete transformation of GPL's infrastructure while retaining the existing management team. He went on to outline several key infrastructural upgrades planned for the utility company.
The gas to energy would come on stream. That will bring 300 megawatts into the system. We have to complete maybe another 300 megawatts. We'll try to go, we'll resume tender for the hydro. We're building now this massive grid to go to Berbice on those steel towers. The same thing will happen all the way to Linden and to Parika. We're putting in major systems on the Essequibo coast. And then in the feeders right across the country. So that's the transmission main. We have to do a lot of work on making, these are lots of old lines and old transformers. We'd have to replace all of those, build circuit systems, etc., so that we can have stable power.
The vice president said he's tired of the current and long list of excuses he receives from GPL. He did, however, allude to the fact that there is a great demand and burden on the existing systems.
I'm tired of the excuses too. Every day I call them. Tired, sometimes I just don't find the excuses funny. That combined with they had to, in cases, also deliberately give people blackout because of the construction program that I spoke of earlier.
The Dominican Republic-based InterEnergy Group has been selected through sole sourcing to oversee the major expansion of Guyana's power grid, which will handle the transmission and distribution of electricity once the power plant becomes operational by mid-2026. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News. More news after the break. Stay with us.
Election offences are actions that have been made illegal by law with a view to ensure that the elections are free, fair and transparent. Some election offences are voting more than once in the same election, voting or attempting to vote if you are not qualified to do so, voting in the name of another person, canvassing for voters or interfering with an elector within 200 yards of a polling station, removing or defacing a lawfully displayed official electoral notice or election materials, deliberately obstructing or interfering with the work of an election officer. Any person found guilty of an election offence may be fined and imprisoned. For some offences, a person may be disqualified from voting in future elections. Do not commit election offences. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
I got a real problem, buddy. I want to vote on election day, but I got to work a 12-hour shift every day from Monday to Friday. From 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon, boy.
I got the same problem. I registered to vote in Kitty where I live in, and I walk in till up in Linden. And I only get Sunday for go home, and then back again Monday for work.
You know, truly speaking, the hours you work in and the place where you work should not prevent you from voting.
Really?
How come?
Listen, the law makes it absolutely clear that employers should give time off to their employees so as to vote. All you have to do is inform your employer that you need time off to exercise your constitutional right to vote.
For real? That's exactly what I can do.
Hey, me too, buddy.
Yeah.
I didn't do that so bad.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Contrary to popular belief, voting is easy as 1, 2, 3. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once on the top section where you vote for the general election and once at the bottom section where you vote for the regional election. All you need to do is look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the top section for the general election and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. Then, look for the name and symbol of the party of your choice in the bottom section for the regional election and mark your X in the empty box next to the party's symbol. After you have voted, you are required to fold the ballot paper as shown by the election official. Dip the first joint of your right index finger in indelible ink and place the ballot paper in the ballot box. You will then have to leave the polling station. For further information, contact GCOM's hotlines at 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Welcome back. Ghana has recorded a 91.9% pass rate in the 2025 Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examinations CAPE, reflecting only a slight dip from last year's 92.57. Minister of Education Priya Manikchand reported that Guyana alone contributed just over 5% to the Caribbean's total 6% pass rate in mathematics, underscoring the impact of the country's early and aggressive rollout of mathematics intervention programs ahead of the region's 2026 curriculum overhaul. At the Caribbean Secondary School Education Certificate CSEC level, Guyana recorded a 66.76% overall pass rate, with over 12,600 students sitting more than 80,000 subject entries. Mathematics showed a notable improvement with a 32% pass rate compared to 27% in 2024. English language and English literature also performed well, achieving pass rates of 71.2% and 63.89% respectively, with 15 subjects overall recording improved performance. At the Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination CAPE level, the country achieved a 91.9% pass rate from 650 candidates who submitted 3,632 subject entries, slightly down from 92.57% in 2024. Despite the slight decline, Guyanese students attained 100% passes in several key subject areas, including computer science, applied mathematics, entrepreneurship, agriculture science, digital media, Spanish, French, performing arts, and green engineering. Among the standout CAPE students this year are Arthur Roberts, Sarah Khan, David Joshua, and Abigail Stefanes, while CSEC saw an impressive group of top performers including Sapriya Premchand from Fraser's Educational Institute, Jaden Adrian of Queen's College, who sat an extraordinary 27 subjects, Mahendra Mohammed, also of Fraser's, Adhiraj Ramkisoon of the Saraswati Vidya Niketan, and Kavindra Raghubir from Skeldon Line Path Secondary. Other high achievers also include Raquel London and Michael Henry. Chief Education Officer Saddam Hussein also addressed the growing academic ambitions of some students, noting that whilst most write 8 to 12 subjects, a small number are sitting more than 15. In 2025, 1.9% of the students attempted more than 15 subjects, up from 1.7% in 2024 and 1.3% in 2023. Over the last 5 years, fewer than 2% of all students have attempted this academic load. While the Caribbean region overall continues to struggle in mathematics, with last year seeing a 7% drop in regional pass rates and only 36% of candidates passing, Guyana's significant gains this year helped raise the regional average. The ministry has reiterated its commitment to investing in all secondary schools across the country to ensure students of all abilities have the support they need to excel. Colwyn Abrams, Ghana TV9 News. As tensions remain high over the ongoing border controversy with Venezuela, General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Dr. Barret Jalbio has called on the Mohammed family to address reports surrounding a recent visit to the Venezuelan embassy in Georgetown. Dr. Jagdew is urging the family to provide evidence disproving claims that Nazar Mohammed, father of well-known businessman Azruddin Mohammed, visited the embassy in an attempt to secure a visa. The vice president also questioned the level of awareness among younger members of the Mohammed family, suggesting that they have likely known about such a visit either before, during, or shortly after it occurred. The situation has sparked renewed public interest, particularly given the sensitive nature of Ghana-Venezuela relations and the ongoing scrutiny of individuals under international sanctions.
Prove me a liar now. In the next 5 minutes, they can put that out. And I'm willing to stake my entire political career on the fact that he did go to the Venezuelan embassy. I'm willing to stake my entire political career because they often say the PPP lies on this matter. So you can disprove us instead of spreading innuendos. And he went there. The whole family knew why he went
Foreign
there.
Affairs Minister Hugh Todd has confirmed that members of the Mohammed family were frequent visitors to the Venezuelan embassy, a claim the family has since denied in a press statement. However, the Vice President, Dr. Bart Jagdeo, pointed out that the Venezuelan ambassador, when summoned, confirmed the meeting had taken place. He also reminded reporters that U.S. authorities have already linked the family to the Maduro regime, prompting concern from several members of the U.S. Congress. The Mohammeds had previously traveled to Barbados, reportedly to engage in plea negotiations with U.S. prosecutors.
You got to really think that we're dumb people in this country. And the trolls that they're using would try to separate that. First, they rush to issue a statement. Well, let him explain what he was doing there. First of all, did he go? And if the answer is yes, tell us what he is doing there. And why would you need, now, weeks before the election, a visa to, if that's the real reason, a visa to Venezuela?
Jagdeo suggested that the Mohammed family may be attempting to shift public attention away from escalating issues with the U.S. government, calling their recent actions a potential smokescreen meant to distract from serious allegations. Colin Abrams, Ghana TV9 News. And that's all for tonight's news bulletin. I'm Colin Abrams. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.